Good morning, students. Now today we will start our video with the second lecture of chapter force and pressure. Okay. Now as we have just completed our first lecture in day before yesterday's class, in yesterday's class the video which I have just been given to you, it just completely depends upon the activity portion of day before yesterday's class. Okay. No any new topic has been given in yesterday's video. Now today we will start our new topic of chapter force and pressure and lecture second. Now today's first topic is a force can change the state of motion. As you all know that after applying a force on any object, the state of motion can easily be changed. Let us understand this by an example. Suppose a ball. Okay, a ball is just placed at a rest position in a ground. Okay. Now, as you are applying a force on the ball, means you are kicking a force. The force just be in a motion now. Okay, in any of the direction, and direction it depends upon your force, that in which direction you are applying a force. After applying the force, the speed of an object can be increased and decreased. Okay, and even if any of the object is in the motion, after applying the force, it will be coming rest also. Okay, so all these examples are a part of a force can change the state of a motion. For better understanding this concept of force can change the state of motion, let us understand it by an activity.
The ball of some soft material and do the following tasks. Place the ball on the floor and give it a push. What do you observe? You observe that it starts moving. Now push the ball in the direction opposite to the ball. What will happen? It will stop. Now push the ball again so that it starts moving. Then give it a push at some angle. What happens to the motion of ball? The direction of motion of the ball has changed. In the last, take a ball between your palms and try to push. What do you observe? You observe that the ball squeezes. A change in either the speed of an object or its direction of motion, or both, is described as a change in its state of motion. Thus, a force may bring a change in the state of motion of an object. What do you do when your football gets deflated? You take it to some cycle repairing shop where it gets pumped and comes back to its spherical shape. Hence, the shape of a deflated football can be changed by inflating it. When you inflate a football, you apply a force on the pump. Hence, a force can change the shape of an object. Also, if you keep inflating the football, then its size will keep on increasing. Hence, we can conclude that the force can change the size of an object.
Now, as the force can change the state of motion, this you can easily understand with this activity also. Okay. Now, again I am just be recalling you one of the popular game of football. Okay. In that also how a state of motion can be changed by applying a force. I will just give you one example for this also. Okay, that while taking a penalty kick in the football, you are just be known about this, a penalty kick is there. Okay, in a football game, a player applies a force on the ball. Okay, before being hit, the ball has at rest, and so its speed was 0. As you all know that when the object is at rest, means a ball is at rest, before being hit, its speed is 0. Okay, the applied force makes the ball move towards the goal. Suppose the goalkeeper dives or jumps up to save the goal. He used to do because it was his duty. So the goalkeeper dives or jumps up to save the goal. By his action, the goalkeeper tries to apply a force on the moving ball. Okay, the force applied by him can stop or deflect the ball. Okay, either he can stop the ball or he can just deflect the ball, saving a goal being scored. If the goalkeeper succeeds in stopping the ball, its speed decreases to 0. Okay, if he just be succeed in stopping the ball, so now the ball is at rest position, so its speed is decreases to 0. Okay, so these observations suggest that a force applied on an object may change its speed. If the force applied on the object is in the direction of its motion, the speed of the object increases. If the force is applied in the direction opposite to the direction of motion, then it results in a decrease in the speed of object. Means it completely depends that on which direction a force is applied. Okay, suppose here this pen. Okay, a pen is there. Now suppose firstly it was at rest position. I am applying the force. Now it is moving in this direction. Okay, as it was moving in this direction, I just apply a force on this pen. Now its speed decreases and just be to 0. Okay, 0. Now again I am just telling you one more example. As this pen starts to move, I am just applying the force on the same direction. Now its speed is increases. Okay, so it just completely depends that on which direction you are applying the force. Clear? Even one more example I am just be giving you. Have you ever seen that whenever in a small town, okay, the small children are playing with a rubber tire or a ring, pushing it by with a stick, beta? Have you ever seen that? Now I think you are able to understand why applying a stick on a rubber tube of a rubber tire, its speed increases, because it was just applying a force on the same direction as the rubber tire is moving ahead. Okay, that's why its speed is increases. So a force can change the state of motion. Clear? Now our next topic is about a force can change the shape of an object. As the force are able to change the state of a motion, similarly it can even change the shape of the motion, shape of the object. Okay, so how it was be able to change the shape of the object? Have any of the ideas come across to your mind regarding this? The force can change the shape of an object? Any idea? Okay, so for making you understand about this, let us start with an activity of your daily basis activity, which will be applying by you on the daily basis. Okay, I hope you understand this topic with this activity clearly. So let's start the activity.
Hello students, today we are going to observe how forces can change the shape or size of an object. Here I have a piece of paper. I am going to attempt to crumple this paper into the smallest possible ball. Can you guess which force I am applying to crumple the paper? That's right, I use the force of push to crumple this paper ball. Force can change the shape of an object. Here I have a ball of dough. As you can see, if I push down into the dough, I can change the shape of the dough. I have changed the shape of the dough with the force of push. I can also pull the dough to stretch it. I can squeeze, I can twist, and in all this I use the force of push to change the shape of the dough. While rolling out a roti, I combine the force of push and pull to give shape to my roti. I have combined the forces of push and pull to change the shape of my roti. I can also use a mold to give it a shape that I like. Here I am using a cookie cutter to press down and create a new shape. Can you guess which force I have used to push down on my cookie cutter? You too can create various shapes like this. You can conduct this investigation at home using some Play-Doh. You can create shapes, you can make statues, you can make diyas, anything you like.
Now, I hope with this activity you are easily understand how by applying a force, that force can change the shape of an object. Okay, means it may make an object move from rest. It may change the speed of an object if it isn't moving. May change the direction of motion of an object. May bring about a change in the shape of an object, or may cause some or all of these effects. Okay, means it would just be moved from rest. If the object was rest, it starts to move. Okay, its speed it also be increases or decreases. Its direction will also be changed. Okay, its shape will also be changed. So after applying the force, either all these effects will be shown or some of these effects will be shown. Okay, so this is about how by applying a force the shape of an object can easily be changed. Okay, now we will consider or we will start with our next topic, and our next topic is contact force. Now, what do you understand by this contact force? As its name indicates, the entire definition of this force. Okay, contact force means a force applied on an object when it was in contact. Okay, and you know it very well, most of the force are usually applied by an contact force only. Okay, so contact force is that when any of the object is in contact with the applied force, then only its direction, its state, its shape will start to changes. Okay, there is one part of the contact force, that is the muscular force. So the force resulting due to the action of the muscles is known as the muscular force. Means muscular force, even the animals applying this muscular force. For this example is their bull cart. Bull cart is an example. Okay, means a bull is applying a muscular force on the cart. Coolie, and a coolie, when it was just be lift up the load on his head, it was applying a muscular force on the load, on the luggage. Okay, so it was the muscular force. But just be remember one thing also, that the muscular force is be applied only when it is in contact with the object, and that's why we can easily say that muscular force is also be known as the contact force. Without applying the contact force, the muscular force doesn't exist. Okay, so after applying a contact force only, the muscular force existed. For some example, I'm also be just explaining you. Suppose a glass of a water is there on the table and you are feeling thirsty. Without being contact with the glass, are you able to drink a water? No. You have to apply your efforts and you have to be in contact with the glass, then only your thirst will remove. Now okay, as I know you all, if a query arises in your mind that for drinking a water, why you have to be direct contact with the glass? For just remove our thirst. You can easily use a straw also for drinking the water. Are you thinking for this also? Beta, using a straw also be a contact force, is a part of a contact force, because a straw is having two ends. One is there inside, deep inside the glass of a water, okay, and another is in contact with your mouth, okay, and with this you are just be drink a water with the help of this straw, then also you are in a contact with the glass of a water through this straw, beta, okay. So it was a contact force only. So for better understanding it more, we are just having an activity which can be help you for better understanding this concept. So let's start an activity.
Whenever two bodies interact, each one of them applies force onto the other. But how do the bodies interact? Interaction between the bodies can be basically of two types. One in which the bodies are in contact with each other, and the other in which they are not in contact with each other. The forces that result when the bodies are in contact with each other are called contact forces, and the forces that result between the bodies when the bodies are not in contact are called as non-contact forces. It's easy to think of contact forces, but it's a little difficult to think of non-contact forces, right? Yes, there are some forces which operate between objects even though the objects are not in contact. We will study more about non-contact forces in the future videos. First, we will discuss contact forces. Suppose that you're thirsty and there is a glass full of water lying on the table. In order to drink some water from this glass, you have to lift the glass towards your mouth. That is, you have to apply force on the glass. How are you applying this force? You are touching the glass with your hand and lifting it. Here, your hand is in contact with the glass. So the force you're applying on the glass is a contact force. Here is an example from the previous video. This player wants to pass this football towards his teammate, who is standing on the other side of the pitch. The player will apply the force on the ball by kicking it. When the player applies force, his foot is in contact with the football. So this force is a contact force. Other examples of contact forces can be pushing or pulling the desk from one point to another point. Here our hands are in contact with the desk. Similarly, pressing the keys on the keyboard, moving a piece on chessboard are some of the other examples in which parts of our body are in contact with the objects and apply force on them. In all the examples that we've seen till now, it is the parts of the human body that are in contact with the objects. The forces generated due to our body being in contact with the object are called muscular forces. The muscles in our body expand and contract when we apply force on objects. Animals also use muscular force to carry out their physical activities. A bullock cart is used to carry load from one point to another. Bullocks are tied with a cart and the load is then added onto the cart. The bullock then applies muscular force on the cart and moves it forward. So a muscular force is a contact force. Are there any other contact forces other than muscular force? Yes, there are. We will see them in the next video.
I hope you are able to understand about the contact force and the muscular force. Okay, so it was clear that since a muscular force can be applied only when it is in contact with an object, it is also called a contact force. Okay, so After it, there is also a type of a contact force which we are just be studied in our next video, in our next class, and afterwards there will be a non-contact force which is in your syllabus, so that also we will start to understand in our next class. Okay, so let's move towards our today's homework. Our today's homework is also be the interesting portion today. In this you have to be fill the table, okay, and the conditions, the diagrams are given in the table, and after seeing each of the diagram you have to be give your answer about the action of force, means which action of force is applied on the particular situation, okay, and you have to be give your answer in yes or no. Change in state of motion, yes or no. Change in a shape, yes or no. Okay, suppose that first description of situation is a lump of dough on a plate, and how to apply a force? Pressing it down with your hands. So you have to be give your answer in yes or no in action of force. Second is spring fixed to the seat of a bicycle. You know it very well. There is a spring is fixed, or it was fitted in the seat to the seat of the bicycle. Or how to apply a force? By sitting on the seat. When a person was sitting on the seat, then only the spring is compressed. Okay, so you have to be tell the answer of its action of force. Third one is a rubber band suspended from a hook or a nail fixed on a wall. So how a force is applied? By hanging a weight or by pulling its free end. So what was the action of force? You have to give the answer for this. Next one is that a plastic or metal scale placed between two bricks. Okay, either a plastic or a metal scale placed between two bricks. Okay, by putting a weight or at the center of the scale. There is a one scale which is kept. The scale was either of a plastic or a metal. It was just be placed between two bricks. Okay, as shown in the diagram. Now how we are applying a force? We are just be putting a weight at the center of the scale. Now what is there? What is happening? Which action of force is applying on the situation? It's change in the state of motion or it's a change in the shape. You have to write your answer in yes or no. Okay, so this is about your homework today, and I hope you are just get through this. What does it mean today's homework? And it was such an interesting homework of an activity. Even this type of the homework or this type of the activity you can apply at your home also. If you have done any of the activity in which the shape of the object has been changed or its direction has been changed, you can make a video of that science project and submit it to me if you are able to submit it, then only. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you so much.